Okay, Raphael, please sit down. Okay, the last and final subchapter of logarithms is basically sketching and drawing of graphs of logarithm functions. Now, logarithm functions and exponential functions, they are basically inverse of each other. Okay, but the way that we try to understand, I'll try to get you to understand first rather than just memorize. But actually at the secondary level, you just need to memorize the shape. Alright, and it's good enough. Because if you memorize the shape, you'll be able to do every single question. Okay, so logarithms is just this shape over here. But why is it this shape? I'll try to explain to you, okay, so that you can understand a little bit better. Now, whenever we try to do logarithms, right, when we have the log base a of something, the answer is y. What is this y really trying to tell us? It is the answer, really? It is the output. Yeah, but yes, I mean you're right, but what exactly is y? Y is the result? Not quite. Right? Not quite. Now, if you think about if I were to write this in an exponential form, okay, let me rewrite this as an exponential form. I'm going to get a to the power of y is equals to x. Right? If I were to convert this logarithm form into this exponential form, I will get this. Now we can all understand and appreciate what exactly is a. A is the growth rate, right? It's our base. Okay, it's at which we compound our thing at. But y actually is the number of times we compound, right? Y actually is the number of times we compound. So remember, what question do log actually answer? Okay, log actually strives to answer just one question. How many times do you have to compound the base to get the result that we want? So actually x actually represents the final result that we want to compound our initial amount to. Okay? So if you think about it, if you remember this thing, where y, can you just write down for just one example so that you can remember? This y is the number, hashtag it just stands for number, number of times we compound. Okay, just some short form for you to remember. And x is the end result that we want. Right? X is the end result that we want. If we know that, then can we try to think about it? The more times we compound, especially when the base of a is 1, base a of greater than 1 means the growth is positive, right? It means that it is growing, it is compounding over time, it's getting larger and larger and larger. So the more we compound, what do we expect the end result to be? Bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? That's why we get this shape. Alright? The more we compound, we expect the end result to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But some of you might be wondering, why this funny shape? Right? If you realize the gradient of this gets shallower and shallower and shallower. Okay? The reason is because for every increase in x, okay, for every increase in x, you cannot compound too much. Okay? For every increase in x, you cannot compound too much because of the exponential function. Because it's exponential. Okay? So means that if you want to increase from, for example, let's use an example here. I'll just give you an example. Let's say if this over here is, for whatever reason, let's say this is 10 and this is 11. Okay, if you see here, okay, if you see here, from 10 to 11, okay, and let's say your base is 10. Okay, I exaggerate a little bit. Okay, let's say I have a base of 10. I know 10 to the power of 1 will give me 10. Right? I just compound it one time, it will give me 10. Right? But if I have a base 10, I want to get my end result to be 11. How much do I have to compound it? You have to compound it by maybe 1.0 something, a very small increase. Okay? That is why the graph is something like that. Okay? It doesn't go up linearly. It doesn't go up exponentially. In fact, it gets shallower and shallower and shallower. Okay, so this is the reason why it looks like this. Now, let's take a look at the other graph beside it. Alright, now in this case, if your value of a is less than 1 but more than 0, that means you are actually getting smaller and smaller. Your base is actually in between 0 and 1. A base of in between 0 and 1 means it is actually, you are not actually growing, you are actually getting smaller. Alright, so the growth factor is less than 1. Alright, so we see in this case, if the growth factor is less than 1, remind you again, y is the number of times we compound, x is the end result. The only way for your end result to be larger and larger is that if you go back in time. Right, y is the number, basically is the time, right? So you must go back in time for you to get a larger and larger result. Okay, that's why the result is like this. Okay, if you don't understand it, then memorize. Okay, how many marks will this be in a normal exam? Not many. Okay, graphing is not many marks. So I would say don't spend too much time on it. Okay, if you can understand, that's great. Okay, but if you cannot, then you have to spend some time to memorize. Alright, what do you have to memorize in A math? Only 2 functions. Okay, number 1, you have to memorize the exponential function. Just the basic one will do. This is y, this is x. Okay, just know that the graph of y equals ax look like this. Okay, then the second one is you have to memorize the graph of your logarithms. This is your graph of y equals to log AB. Okay, for example. Okay, sorry, ax. Okay, so it's not B, x. Alright, so actually these two are the ones that you have to memorize. Okay, the basic shape of it. Alright, the rest I am not going to go through. You can go back and read it. Okay, I basically went through everything that I wanted to cover in here, but if you are a little bit confused, you can go back and read it. Okay, now I want you guys to write down this example. Okay, on the second page at the bottom, I want you guys to write down this example. Y equals to log 2x minus 2. Okay, can you just quickly write down this example? Okay, come, let's think about it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's think about it. Over here, just now I did give you a little preview about how can we do this. The first thing when you do any sketching of anything is we first look at the base. Okay, this is log 2, so I know that this is a positive growth rate. Okay, the growth factor is greater than 1. So I know that it doesn't really matter what number this thing is, as long as it's greater than 1. I know that the graph, this is y and this is x. I know that the graph is going to look like this, and it will cut here at 1. That is the first thing that I know. Okay, if it has a graph of growth rate greater than 1, the graph is going to look like this. Now, if I have the x minus 2, I want you to take note over here. Is this minus 2 applied on the main function, or is it applied to the input? I want you guys to think about it. I know just now a lot of you were daydreaming. Okay, but you really need to know the difference. Okay, what is the difference? Okay, this is applied to the input. Again, if you are confused, I give you another example. Okay, I tell you that the the function fx is actually the log 2 of x. Okay, it's the log 2 of x. Now, if in this case, if I change the value of x represents the input, right? If I change x is 2, we replace this by 2. Everyone can understand that? And if I change the x to x minus 2, then you would expect the final function here to be x minus 2 as well. Okay? Okay? So this is an example where we change the input. Okay? So what do I mean by when I shift the entire function? Shifting the entire function is when I have fx plus 2. Okay? And in this case, it will be log 2x plus 2. So this is when I'm not changing the input, I'm actually changing the output. I'm shifting the output by 2 units. In this case, I'm changing the input by negative 2. Okay, so there are differences. You just need to remember, when you are changing the output is always the y. Okay, you shift it up and down. But when the input is being changed, When it is a negative, conceptually, I think many of you would think negative means shift to the left. But remember, it's the opposite, okay? Negative means you shift it to the right, alright? So here, in this example, since I know it's minus 2, I need to shift to the left or right? Here, my input is negative 2. So which direction should I shift it to? Right. Okay? So I need to shift it to the right. Okay, so I'm going to draw in a different color. Okay, let me draw in a different color. I need to shift it to the right. So my graph will look like this. Instead of 1, this will be 3. Okay? So this is the graph of y equals to log base 2 x minus 2. Okay? Hey, this one of these will come out for your test. The shifting translation will definitely come out for your test. Okay, so don't say you don't know. Okay, it's just one thing to remember. If it's within the function, if it affects the input, whenever you see the question, ask yourself, is it the input or the output? Okay, input got to do with the x. X is the left and right. Okay, if it's output, it affects the y, it is the up and down. Alright? Okay? Let us move on. Okay, let us move on. Okay, anyone still copying down? No, this concept you must know, because when you come to cosine, your tangents, your trigo, there is sketching also. Okay, there is sketching involved when you do your trigo. And especially when a lot of you, if you go poly, right, there is sketching also, transformation. Okay, so this topic will come up very often, again and again and again and again. Okay, in your poly days or even your university days. Translation of graphs you cannot avoid one. Okay? Okay. Now, part 2. Hey, don't say you won't do well. Don't curse yourself, please. Okay? You are going to do well. Alright, let us take a look at the next example over here. Can you just write down this example on the next page? You're going to have this example, log. The base is 2 over 3. Okay, so let us draw out the parent function. Parent function just means that you don't care about this input x plus 2. You just assume that it's x. Alright? So let us try to draw the parent function out. How does it look like? You have a y and then you have a x. Okay, if you are confused, actually the graph is over there on top. Okay, it will just be a falling like this. Okay? And it cuts it at 1. Now, my question to you then is, this is my parent function of my y equals to log 2/3 of x. If I have a plus 2 to the input, where do I shift it to? Right, is it? Left. Okay, plus means left. Okay, so now, how do I shift it to the left? I just need to know here, over here, it cuts at 1. If I shift it to the left, I use a different color, then it will cut at, -1. The shape maintains the same. Here is -1. But, any hero can tell me what this thing is? What is the value of the y-intercept? 0? Does it look like 0 to you? What is the value of the y-intercept over here?
-2.
Can we just put on our thinking caps? Are you sure it's -2? No. Don't guess. Come, think. If you want to find the value here, what is the value of x over here? 2?
-2.
No, the value of x. 0, right? So if you substitute 0 over here, what is the answer here? Are you sure? Hey guys, stop looking at the hornet. Okay, come. Hey, this is important. Pay attention here. Okay? Hey, the hornet is not going to sting you. Okay? It's not going to sting you. Okay? Okay, come. Let's focus here. If you want to find the value of the y-intercept, you guys learned before, right? You guys got a very high score for your EMAT. You just need to substitute the value of x into this equation. So if you substitute, when x is 0, y is log 2/3 of 2. Okay? It's not even a corner, it's just a B. It's a B. Hey listen, the bee will not sting you because if the bee stings you, you will die.
It's kamikaze.
Huh? No, you won't die. The bee will die.
It's kamikaze.
Yeah, it's kamikaze. Why would it sting you?
Are you afraid? It's right there. He did.
No lah, no way to hit lah. Okay, let's chase it out. Chase it out.
It's just an insect. It's no ordinary insect.
It's just a bee. It's not even a hornet. Hey, the bee really don't sting you unless you okay. Go. Live long and prosper. Okay, come. Okay, let's get to here. Now, how are we going to find the answer to this? How? There is our calculator cannot do log of 2/3 there. Cannot do of base of 2/3. Then how? Change of base. What base should we change it to? Log 10. Okay, so I just need to log 10. Change of base means I need to write log 10, log 10. What do I put on top? 2. Then what do I put at the bottom? 2/3. So okay, so what's the answer here? Negative 1.71. Alright, so the answer here is negative 1.71. Alright, so this is how you do this question. Can or not, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, in logarithms you really have to get your basics right. If you get your basics right, actually all these questions are not too difficult. But I know these are relatively new to you. Okay, these are relatively new to you, so you find that there's a little bit of inertia. Okay, for you to actually learn all these things. But it's actually not that difficult. Alright? Okay, can I move on to the next one already, or you guys still copying now? Still processing. Okay, don't worry.
Next one.
Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, the next one I'm not going to go through. Basically, this one you can go and read yourself. Basically, this one is you use an Excel sheet. You can plot it and then you can see the curve. Okay, this one is just telling you why is the curve like that. Okay, why is the curve like that? I already explained to you verbally already. Okay, but if you want, you can go home and key in your Excel. Okay, you key on the Excel sheet, you'll be able to see the points and it will look like this. Okay, if you want, take a pen and join the lines. Yeah, connect the dots, like some kindergarten kid. Okay, and then here you can connect the dots, make a smooth line. Okay, and yeah, it's not very smooth, but yeah, who's judging, right? Okay, so this is what you're going to get. Okay, this is what you're going to get. Can we move on to the next one? No? Okay, let's look back here, yes. Okay? Okay, you must understand logarithms is perhaps, I told you guys before, is perhaps the toughest topic in your set 3.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It is. Okay, logarithms is traditionally the toughest topic. Okay, you feel which topic is harder? Binomial is harder? No, binomial is very simple. Okay, later I'll show you why binomial is so simple. Alright, okay. Part C. Can we... Okay, I'm going to change this up. Okay, so can you write this is part I, and then part II, y equals to log 3 x plus 2. And here, y equals to log 0.5 x minus 2. Okay, this is part I, this is part 2. Okay, can you draw these two on the same graph? That means you have a same axis. Okay, you have the same axis over here. Draw it out. I help you to draw the parent function for both. Okay, I draw the parent function out for you. Y equals to log 3x. I want you guys to think about the second one.
So why this thing like that?
Why it looks like that?
Yeah.
Oops. Why I delete it? What do you mean? Don't ask me why it looks like that. We have already went through why it looks like that.
Is
it to the bracket?
Yes, this is let me make it clear like that. Don't worry, later we'll do chemistry together. Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not joking. Huh?
No way he's not joking.
It's not tested.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's do that.
It's not tested. It's not tested.
Let's do moles. I promise you, we'll do moles. Thank you. You just look here. I told you. I don't think it's here.
He wasn't joking.
Okay, come. Let's quickly do this. Yeah, legit what? I'm not kidding. Which paper? This paper? I made it. Okay, I've already given you guys the basic shape, the basic parent function of both. Can you quickly sketch out the translated version? Okay, this one is the -2 as well. So this one is the bracket. Okay, this one is the bracket. Okay, just quickly sketch out the version. This one sure come out for your test one. Okay, confirm come out for your test one. Okay, so you have to know now. All you have to know is just shift where, left or right, that's all only. Okay, just know shift where. If you know shift where, you get the answer already. Yes, of course. You have to label all the intercepts. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. If you do long enough, then you should be able to get the answer relatively quickly. Alright? Okay, another 15 seconds and then I'll go through already. Exactly. Okay, intuitively plus you want to go left or right? Intuitively. Plus usually you go right? So it's always the opposite of your intuition. Go left. Why is it opposite? If you really want to know why is it opposite, you got to plot it out. You got to really plot it out. You can use decimals and you can see there's a translation on the, you'll be, whenever it's plus, it's actually a minus. This one, there's no hard for me to understand. Yes?
How is the x-intercept 1?
How is the x-intercept 1? Oh, you mean for this parent function? 3. Okay, because how do here? When is your y 0? When your x is 1. That's why it's 1. Okay, you think about it. If in this case, right, you're asking why is this x-intercept here 1, right? So if you want it to be, if you don't, let's say you don't know what is it, right? But here at this particular point, let's say we don't know what is this. This is a question mark. Okay, but you know at this point, right, the value of y is 0. So my question to you, what is 0 log 3 x? What's the value of x over here? Yeah, 1. That's the reason why it's 1. Can? But if not, you can just memorize, it's always 1. Okay, let's quickly get to down to this question. So here, it is a +2. So since it's +2, intuitively, I would think that it goes to the right, but it's always countered into my intuition, so it's going to the left. Alright, so if it goes left, 2 units, so means here will be -1. Let me change color, so the graph will just be a graph that goes up like this. Okay, I need to find out what is my y-intercept, and my y-intercept, my x is 0. So basically, I need to find what is my log base 3 of 2. So I need to change this to log base 10 to log base 10 3. I enter this in my calculator. Log 2 divided by log 3. So it's 0.6309. Alright, so this is 0.6309 or 0.631. Can? Ladies and gentlemen, very simple. Just know where it shifts, left or right, that's all. Okay? Next one. Here, minus 2. Minus 2 means go where?
Right.
Yeah, it goes to the right. Alright? So here is the easiest because we do not need to write the intercept. So it'll just be like this, and here is 3. Can? Ladies and gentlemen, can or not? Okay, are you guys fine? Are you guys still alive?
No.
No, not alive? Then you better wake up. Okay, next one. On a separate diagram, sketch each of the following graph. Okay? Okay, this one, pay attention, this one is plus 2. Okay? Means can you sketch the basic one? This is part I. This is part 2. Y equals to log 1/3 x plus 2. This plus 2 is not to the input. This plus 2 is not to the input. Okay, it's not to the input. Okay, and then the second one is okay lah. I think we have sketched enough of this already. Okay, I don't need you guys to do. This one, B, ignore. Okay, you guys to sketch. Or if you really want B, I give you the answer straight away. Alright, I give you the answer to B already because I just really want you guys to do A. Okay? So I want you guys to sketch 2 of the graphs. The first one is y equals to log base of 1/3 x. Okay, the second one is I have the parent function that I plus 2 to it. So how does it look like? Okay, I draw out the parent function for you first. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, come on.
Thank you.
Okay, now actually for this one, the plus 2, the main key thing is should we shift it up or should we shift it down? The question is should we shift it up or down? How many of you think it's down? The answer is up. Okay, the answer is up. Yes. Scientific notation is standard form. Okay, so here all we have to do is when we shift it up. When we shift it up, will it intersect the x-axis? Okay, if you want to find out whether you intercept the x-axis, then we have to do some calculation to see. Okay, so we don't know whether this graph, when we shift it up, right, it will be somewhere higher here. We don't know whether it will intercept it or not. Okay, we really don't know. Okay, so the only way for us to find out whether there will be an x-intercept is that we need to do substitution. So over here at this point, the value of y is 0. Okay, the value of y is 0, so let us substitute inside. So if I have it when y is 0, When y is 0, 0 is log 1/3 x plus 2. I bring the 2 over. Log 1/3 x is equals to negative 2. So therefore x is 1/3 to the power of negative 2. Okay? Anyone confused about this one? Okay? From here, you must be able to change this to the exponential form. This is the base. This is the number of times we compound. And x is our result. Alright, so you enter this in your calculator. Okay, what is 1/3 raised to the power of negative 2? So you realize that your answer is 9. So is there an x-intercept? Yes, there is. So this one is at 9. Can? Okay, so this is how you get your answer. Can? That's all for sketching. Okay, that's all for sketching. Okay, nothing else. Alright, let us go to some questions. Like promise you, let's do some chemistry. Okay? And actually, do you know something? When you go to the JC or Poly level, right, all your science is basically math. Really, you know? All your science is basically math. Okay? It's really. I think the only one that maybe not so much math, right, is biology. But it's just memorization. But if not, once you go to JC or Poly, basically it's all math. Alright. Okay. This question, we have the pH formula. Okay, we understand that pH, the formula is actually negative log base 10 of the H plus. The H plus is a hydrogen concentration. Okay, so part I, they say that tomato juice has a hydrogen ion concentration of 0.001 mole per liter. So what is the pH? So we know that the pH, we can just apply the formula, is the log base 10 of the concentration. The concentration, we have it over here. 0.001. Okay, so you just need to enter in your calculators. Right, what is negative log 0.001? You should get a pH of 3. Okay, so it's actually not that difficult it's just applying only. Alright, part 2. The pH of lemon juice is 3.5. What is the hydrogen ion concentration? Give your answer in scientific notation. Scientific notification means leave your answer as standard form. Okay, leave your answer as a standard form. Okay, so how are we doing to do that? We are told that pH is 3.5. Let's substitute that into the equation that we already have. So I'm going to get 3.5 is equals to negative log base 10 of the H plus. I need to find out what is H plus. Let's bring this minus over there and rearrange things. Log base 10 of H plus is equals to negative 3.5. How do I express this over here? How am I going to express this in the exponential form? Okay? Exponential form is what? I need to express it as a base raised to a power of something equals to the answer. Right? So I know that the base is 10. I know that my base is 10. Then over here, what do I put here? Is it H plus or do I put negative 3.5? Negative 3.5. Negative 3.5 is equals to the H plus, which is the concentration of the hydrogen ions. Alright? So what is the answer? 10 to the power of negative 3.5. Okay, 10 to the power of negative 3.5. You are going to get H is equals to negative 0.00031622776. How do you express this as standard form? How? Hey, this one is your E-math, your bread and butter. How do you express this as standard form? Hey, there's no negative. Yes, there's no negative, my apologies. No negative. Alright, how do you express this as standard form? Yep. We count how many times we need to shift it. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Okay, so this is our concentration. Okay, in standard form. Okay, did they ask you to live in 3SF? No, they never. So just leave the answer as this.
Mr. Tom?
Yes.
Is it okay if I don't put all the digits? My calculator doesn't show the whole thing.
Or doesn't ah?
This is 76.
Okay, as and when you can, try to leave to as many places as you can. If your calculator, just leave as many places as you can. Okay? But actually recently we had a talk with Cambridge and we asked them whether or not if students leave to 3SF, right, do we penalize? Actually some of them say they don't penalize. They actually don't penalize. Okay? But in general, if you can live in exact, live in exact. If you really cannot and you need to live in 368, then go ahead lah. Okay? Okay, come. Part 3. If the lemon juice is diluted by a factor of 10, how would its pH be affected? What do you guys think? If this concentration over here is diluted, now diluted means times 10 or divide by 10. What do you guys think? Dilution means you times 10 or divide by 10? Times 10, really? Dilute means you, for example, you know you have a Ribena, right? You dilute with water. Okay, you dilute with water. So when you dilute with water, it gets less concentrated, right? So the concentration of the ions, you will expect it to fall. Correct? So you need to divide by 10. If you divide by 10, your new H plus is basically 3.16227776 times 10 to the power of negative 5. I have a negative 5 here because I divide by 10. Okay, so it becomes smaller. Okay, it becomes smaller by a factor of 10. Alright? So this is my new concentration. If this is my new concentration, can we work out our new pH? So my new pH will just be negative log base 10. My concentration is 3.16227776 times 10 to the power of negative 5. So what's my answer? If you enter this in your calculator, what's my answer? What's my answer? Anyone who has tried it? 4.5. Okay, so what happens to the pH? The pH was 3.5, it rises to 4.5. So the pH rose by 1. Okay? So in this case, is it becoming more acidic or more alkaline? Yeah, more alkaline. Alright, but it's still acidic. Yes. Why negative 5? What's negative? Okay, because we divide by 10. Because the question says, good question, because the question actually says that it's diluted by a factor of 10. So dilution means it's reduced by a factor of 10. Factor means divide by 10. Okay? Okay. Can you try the next one by yourself? Look at the next question over here. Can you try this by yourself? Okay? Hey, come on, you guys are like so dead. Hey, this one, trust me, logarithms is really the toughest topic in A math. After this, the rest is easy peasy. Okay, really? You know, differentiation integration is not difficult. It's really not difficult. Come. Hey, there's a reason why if you want to take science in JC, they require you to take A math. Okay, because all these will be in your syllabus. Okay, yes. Come, Sherry, try. Look at the question, read the question. You can do it. Don't give up. Huh? No, it's not linked. Okay, the only thing that's linked is the formula, the pH formula. Okay, the pH formula is linked, but other than that, no, it's not linked. Only the pH formula. Okay, I rewrite the pH formula for you.
Wait, how is it 4.5? Is it 5.5? What? I got 5.5.
You mean you here you got 5.5? You try entering, no, do you have minus 5?
Oh,
I like 17.
Okay, the formula is up here. Can we try this? Yeah, correct. You're right. Yes. Yeah, A math again. Huh?
I'm confused. Start using chemistry.
It is, it's chemistry.
I don't understand it. I don't.
Hello? Can you please do it? Hey, last week until now you're still talking about monster curry. For goodness sake. Okay, another 1 more minute and then I'll go through. Hey guys, I know that sometimes learning new things is really not the a fun thing to do lah, okay? Okay, no one likes to learn new things lah. Okay, but the truth is, actually it's better to work hard when you're younger than to work hard when you're much older. Okay, when you're much older, when you try to work hard, right, actually sometimes it's a little bit too late. Alright? Huh? It's excuses? Yeah, perhaps it's excuses, but if you think about it, I did tell my 2NA class this example. Let's compare two person, okay? We have a person A that actually worked very hard and he actually made it become a doctor. But ever since he became a doctor, he became a very lazy doctor. Okay, but when you compare it to someone who, when he's younger, much younger, he doesn't really work very hard, and then maybe he got a job as a gardener. Okay, let's say he got a job as a gardener. And if I compare the two, and let's say we don't say that they run their own businesses, let's say they work for people. Okay, you have a doctor that maybe is a little bit slack, maybe he takes his time every single time he see a patient. After he see a patient, and then he goes into his room and then he plays Mobile Legends and wait for the next patient. And that's why some of you wait very long outside the doctor's office, right? Okay, so let's say you have a very lazy doctor like that, and you compare with a very hardworking, extremely hardworking gardener. And I can tell you some of our school OSOs, right? They are very hardworking. Okay, the gardener is so hardworking that when his boss asks him to go and cut grass, right, he will take a ruler. His boss say, I want you to cut 3 cm. He really take a ruler and he take a knife, a scissors, and really go and cut and measure everything to 3 cm.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, right, do you think he'll be rewarded massively because of that?
No.
The truth is no, and this is the cold hard truth. Okay, many of you who work hard when you're much younger, okay, you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. My mother-in-law is a very good example. Okay, she's a very smart woman. She's very fast, When I go out with her, right, when she goes to the restaurant and eat, right, she can easily calculate every single thing, off her head, plus the GST, the service charge. She's a human calculator. But the thing is, she dropped out when she was secondary 2. The reason was because she was a bit playful. And she wanted to start working because she wanted to, basically she wanted to go and spend and earn money. Okay, so when secondary 2, she joined this company called Centurion. Centurion is still around, okay, it's a listed company. But she joined this company, last time they were doing VCD. And her main job was very fun. And she did that job for 25 years. Okay, and what is her job? Every day she will sit in front of the computer screen and she will insert in subtitles to the drama. Okay, so basically her job is to watch drama and insert in subtitles. She did it for 25 years, she just clocked in at 8 o'clock and then she go home at 6 o'clock. She enjoyed her job a lot. Okay? Every day just sit down there and watch drama, can eat popcorn or snacks, just insert in the subtitles. Okay? But at the end of her, now at the age of around 52 years old, right, she got retrenched by the company because why would anyone want to hire someone to insert in subtitles? Okay? I don't know why the mic went off. But why would anyone want to insert in? And then at the age of 52, 53, she found herself jobless. Okay? And you know what was her last drawn salary despite working for the company for 25 years? 800? No. It was more than that. Her last drawn salary was 1,009. Okay, $1,900 at a 50-something year old. And then when she got retrenched, she was very lost. She don't know what to do. Okay? And she really regret because when she was much younger, she looked at some of her friends who were not as smart as her. Okay, they actually went on to study to poly. Okay, back then you can go to poly some big deal already. Okay, they are managers of some bank and everything. They are earning way much more than her. Okay, so even though now she can be the most hardworking individual, okay, but whatever you do when you're younger, you must know that you have the window of opportunity. If that window of I don't know why I keep numbering, but if the window of opportunity, you missed it, it's gone, you'll never come back again. Okay, but it's true. Okay, if you really miss that chance, it's really gone. You will never be 15 years old again, sitting down here studying for A-math. Trust me. When next time when you grow up, when you have kids, you think you will say, hey, no, let me retake my O-level again. Okay, let me tell you, you will not. Okay, you're just fooling yourself. Okay, so now that the time you have to study these things without any distractions. Okay, you have your friends beside you to guide you along. You have a teacher in front of you to go through these kind of questions. Just try and power through. How many more years do you have to study only?
Too many.
I would say your goal here is to just make it to university. Okay, once you make it to university, technically you have made it. Okay, it will be much easier from there on. Okay, but then your life more or less, I won't say you will be very successful, but you will have a basic life. Okay, the base life. Minimally, you definitely will be above average. Okay? So how many more years until that happens? 3 more years. Just 3 more years. Okay? Yeah, 2 years of JC and then that's it. No, hey, you are wrong, No, before I went to NS, I already know my university already. Okay? They keep the university place for me for 2 years in my NS. But once you know that you have that place, you are more or less secure already. Okay? Okay, come, let's get done. Okay, let's go and do this first. The pH of human blood is about 7.4. What is its hydrogen ion concentration? That's easy. So it's 7.4 is negative log base 10 of H plus. If I want to find the concentration, which is H plus, then I need to rewrite this. Negative 7.4 log base 10 H plus. So how do I rewrite this as an exponential form? The base of 10 raised to the power of 7.4 is equals to H plus. If you cannot do this question, it's because you cannot convert. You need to be able to convert. So if you can convert, this is 10 raised to the power of 7.4. The answer here, H plus is 0.00000003981. Leave your, my calculator is 81. Okay? And I'm going to leave my answer in standard form. So how many times do I have to shift it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so my answer is 3.981 times 10 to the power of negative 8. That's it. This is my concentration. Okay, how about my part 2? A solution with pH less than 7 is called an acid. A solution with pH greater than 7 is called a base. Black coffee has a concentration of 5.1 times 10 to the power of negative 5. What is its pH level? Is it an acid or is it a base? So here, we need to find the pH again. So I just need to substitute it inside. So this is 5.1 times 10 to the power of negative 5. Just enter this in your calculator. Negative log 5.1 times 10 to the power of negative 5. I will get 4.29. Okay lah, this one leave the 3 sig fig lah. Okay, so it's 4.29. So is it a acid or is this a base? Acid. Okay, so this is an acid. Alright, the last part. If the black coffee in part 2 is diluted by a factor of 15. So what is this new H plus concentration if it's diluted by 15? Divide or times? Divide. So I have the original concentration is 5.1 times 10 to the power of negative 5 divided by 15. Okay, so I'm going to get 5.1 times 10 to the power of negative 5 divided by 15. That will give me 0.0000034. Okay, so what is his pH, his new pH? Substitute it. Log 10, 0.0000034. Negative log. Answer. My pH is 5.46. So how will its pH be affected? The pH will increase by 5.46 minus 4.29. The pH increased by how much? 5.46 minus 4.29. 1.17. Alright? So the pH increases by 1.17. Okay? Okay, come, we're almost at the end already. Hey, you guys must know this, okay? Almost at the end already, almost at the end. Okay, hang on.
What is this? I don't know.
You are at your end.
I'm building a map.
Hey, don't be blankly just copying it, you must try to understand. Alright?
I don't understand.
You don't fool yourself. Hey guys, I told you guys one thing before. Actually, if you really want to know my honest opinion, okay, I would say many of you here in this class are really way more brilliant than myself, okay? Okay, many of you here are definitely way more brilliant than I. When I was your age, right, okay, I also struggled with this. Okay, I really did struggle. Logarithms, I also really struggled. I really didn't understand anything. Okay, and be very frank with you, do you know my O-level grade for A-math is wow? You know what's my O-level grade for A-math? Huh? What's your O-level grade? 8 over 100? 81 over 100? No, your O-level grade is either your A1, A2, B3, B4. B4? Okay, I got B3. Okay? My O-level grades. Okay? I got a B3, despite me studying for it. Right now, at this juncture, I would say easily, half of you here definitely are A1 standard. At your same age as myself and yourself, okay, you guys are way more brilliant than me at the same age. Okay? Yes, I'm very sure of it. Okay? I even do you know during my meet the parent session with Jing Yan's parent. You know what I told Jing Yan's parent? I told your parent. I said that I didn't say you make it parent. I say that you should be very proud of your son. I told you, I really say you should be very proud of your son. And to be honest, if my son turns out to be half the man that he is, I'll be very happy only. The only thing that I'm not very happy with is his hair. Okay? But really, a lot of you here have a lot of potential. Okay? You can definitely exceed me in every single aspect. But the only thing is, are you willing to put in the work? Hey, do not mistake me being able to do math with how smart am I. Okay? Because in the not E-math, but at the O-level standard, math is all about practice. I'm able to do these questions because I've done it many times, not because I'm smart. Okay? You cannot do it not because you are dumb. You cannot do it because you haven't practiced enough. You cannot do it because you refuse to learn it. Okay? So you see, both of these girls, what are they doing? They're talking about their legs. Okay, so really, I know learning new things is not really what you want. Okay, but just gotta persevere on. Alright? Okay, let us move on to the next one. Next one, I promise you, is much simpler. You don't see any log over here. Okay, this one I'll go through with you. Okay, in chemistry, when an object is heated in an oven, its temperature, degrees Celsius after T minutes is given by this thing. Okay, this equation over here. Find its temperature 10 minutes after heating. Hey, this one, if you don't know how to do, knock yourself on the head. Because this one is just substituting T as 10. Okay, so I'm going to have 10 plus 15, 2.4, 10 over 8. Just enter this in your calculator. What are you going to get? 10 plus 15, 2.4 raised to the power of 10 divided by 8. 54.8. Okay, let's leave it to 3 sig fig lah. Okay, this one leaves to 3 sig fig. Okay? Okay, part 2. How long? Danielle, Sherry, can you start doing? Okay, how long will it take for its temperature to reach 80 degrees? So just substitute inside. 80 degrees, 10 plus 15, 2.4, T over 8. Okay, so we need to solve for 8. How do we do that? I bring the 10 over. 70 is equals to 15, 2.4, T over 8. I divide both sides by 15. So 70 divided by 15 going to give me, let me write it as improper. 14 over 3 is 2.4 T over 8. Now, what do we do here? What do we do here? How can we do this question? Okay, now the way that we can do this is we can use our log. Okay, I can log both sides. I can log both sides. That means I'm going to LG both sides. Over here, I will log both sides. Why do I do that? What exactly is LG? LG is actually log base 10. Okay, I log base 10. If I log base 10, this power, I can bring it down. So this one is going to be T over 8, log base 10 of 2.4. This is log base 10 of 14 over 3. So can I find what is T over 8? T over 8 is just log base 10, 14 over 3, divide by log base 10, 2.4. Enter this in your calculator. Okay, so log 14 divided by 3 divided by log 2.4. You should get T over 8 is 1.759566. So what is T? Times 8. 14.0765. Okay? 2815. Okay, but let's leave the 3 sig fig lah. If not, it gets ridiculous. Okay, so it's 14.1. Okay? Can, so this is part 2. This is part 2. Okay, persevere on, persevere on. Alright, part 3. Part 3. How do we express t in logarithm form? Okay, let's express this in logarithm form. I have the equation theta is equals to 10, 15 times 2.4 raised to the power of t over 8. If I want to express t, means I want to make t the subject of my formula. Okay, I want to make t the subject. So I'm going to bring everything over to the other side. Theta minus 10 divided by 15 is equals to 2.4 t over 8. I stop here. How do I express this in logarithm form? Good. Log base. Which one is the base in this question? 2.4. Log base 2.4. Yes, theta minus 10 over 15 is equals to? Yeah. Absolutely. Okay? You need to be able to convert the exponent form into the log form. Okay, you must change the exponent form into the logarithm form. Okay, once you get here, multiply by 8 on both sides. T is equals to 8 log 2.4 theta minus 10 over 15. Or you can express this 8, you can bring it up. Log base 2.4 theta minus 10 over 15 to the power of 8. Because where the 8 come from, because you can cross multiply, you see this divide by 8. If you want to make t the subject, you can multiply both sides by 8. Okay? So you can leave an answer like this. This is how you express t as a log form. Okay, like I said, logarithms is not easy, I understand. Okay? But once you get the hang of it, I think you should be okay with it. Okay? Actually, yeah, do you know C3 is doing much better than you guys in a lot of things now? Okay, I don't know their current E-math results, but their last okay, I only compare to the C3 A-math students. The C3 A-math students, your A-math you win them, but your E-math you lost to them. As in your class average is less than them by a little bit.
E-math?
E-math, yes. For WA1, not WA2.
Yeah.
But your A-math, WA1, you guys won them, but your E-math wasn't that strong. Okay? They won you by a little bit. Yeah, their class average was higher than yours by like 0 point something marks. Okay? Okay. Now I also don't know. But I heard from Mrs. Ho's class that their class all pass. No, I'm talking about the A-math students. I'm not comparing with the non-A-math students. Of course lah, you guys are A-math, you must compare yourself with the A-math students over there. Okay, why you compare with non-A-math students? Okay, do you guys want to continue the next one? Okay, I'll give you guys a 2 minutes break. But after the break, there is still one more period of math. There is. Yeah, there's still one more period of math.